Hi everybody, we are back again for another one of our Creative Kit tutorials, and this time I have Charlotte with me. She is going to help me with one of our kits. Which kit did you choose?
The Dream Catcher.
The Dream Catcher. She's been really excited about working on this kit so that she can hang it up in her room. So we are going to walk you guys through the different pieces of the Dream Catcher kit, and then we are going to demonstrate how you might put one of them together. So the first thing that you're going to need is your hoop. They are 6-inch hoops, and there are actually two different ways that you can use them. You can leave it the way it is. You see it has this kind of screw at the top, and you can make sure it's tight. What this does is it tightens the outer ring into this inner ring. So if you want, you can leave that on, and that would be great. Or you can loosen it and pull out this interior ring like this, and then you don't have any obstructions along the ring. So you won't have this kind of screw up there at the top. Totally up to you on how you would like to use it. For the purpose of today, we are going to use just that inner ring, so we don't have the screw or anything in place. Yes. You will also have two different colors of yarn. Charlotte decided that she would like this purple and this blue. So you should have them, they should be kind of rolled up, and we measured it out so there's plenty here, enough to wrap your hoop, enough to do your kind of crisscrossing, the webbing of your, or the weaving of your dream catcher, and also for the strings, the tassels at the bottom. You will also have these really fun rainbow rings, or I'm sorry, beads, rainbow beads, and it's several different colors. Some are solid color, some are translucent, some have glitter, so they're really fun. You also have some multicolored wooden beads that are different shapes and sizes, and then our favorite are these larger wooden beads. So you have 3 sizes of circles, and we also have some geometric shapes in there too. Those are really fun. And the last piece that you have will be feathers. You guys will actually have 3 different colors of feathers. Charlotte just has black for today. So now that you know everything that comes in the kit, we're going to show you how we would like to do it, how she wants to decorate, but really it's up to you. As far as this ring goes, you can use washi tape and cover it, you can color on it, you can paint it, you can really do whatever you want with this. You can use yarn, and that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to use the yarn and wrap it all the way around. Kind of fun, show you some fun designs that you can do with that yarn as well before we start kind of doing our crisscross weaving and then stringing the beads into place on our kit. So we'll go ahead and get started. We are going to angle the camera down, so I apologize if there's like a terrible noise while we do that, but we did do a time lapse, so you guys don't have to watch us struggle through this for the next 10 minutes. It does take quite a while if you want to use the yarn to wrap it all the way around, so be patient. That's probably the longest part of the whole project. So, you ready to get started?
Yes.
All right.
Time now.
Okay, now that we have the hoop strung with the yarn, we opted to go kind of like in a tight pattern, I guess, if you would. We wrapped it pretty tightly for about 1/4 of the circle, and then we moved into just like a fun little pattern of separating it out so there's some space in between so that you can see the pattern instead of it all being tight together. Charlotte really liked this idea because it gives it little bit more fun character. So that's something you guys can definitely do or think about. You could even paint part of it and use yarn on part of it. You can use markers and stuff too. So lots you can do with it. After you have it wrapped, you will at the end want to trim up the excess yarn, but we're gonna wait until we have it kind of strung, we weave it, and we have the beads on it before we make that decision. So Charlotte, now that we have this hoop ready, what we need to do is
use the yarn to weave it around.
weave it around. Okay, so do you know which color do you want to start with, blue or purple?
Purple.
Okay, purple. And where would you like to start on your hoop?
Right there.
Okay, so here's your yarn.
How do we do it?
Well, let's go ahead. We're going to try to knot it in the same spot we've been knotting previously. I think that's just going to cut down on having knots all over the place. So she wants to start with purple. So I am going to knot along with the beginning knots
Am I
of
going
the
to do
purple.
weaving?
Yep.
For you.
You can do it.
Oh no.
Okay. So
So you're
to, yeah.
I just really want to pay attention.
So to weave it, you can do as much or as little as you want. I was telling Charlotte she can just go crisscross however many times.
Crisscross.
Yep, crisscross across the hoop. However many times you want. Okay, now I have it knotted. So I'm just going to show you really quickly. The way that you do it is you just kind of pull the yarn tight and then you just wrap it in different angles like that. And then when you're done with that color, like say you're done right now, then you would knot it and you can go over with your second color and add more lines in too. Okay. I'll hold the hoop. Pull it tight and then move it around. Nope, honey, hold it tight. And then wrap it. You want to go at an angle? There you go. And pull it tight. Where are you going with it? Where are you going with it?
This.
Yeah, where are you going? Okay, and now what? Where do you want to go
I
with
want
it?
to cross over there.
Over here or over here?
Over there.
Over here? Okay, now what?
And
Are you
then
done or you want to keep going?
you cross
Where?
in the middle of the sack.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay, are you done? Because we still need to do the blue.
Yes.
Okay, so she's done, and I'm going to knot that really quickly. Can you please cut this? The scissors are not great. Cut it down here so I have plenty. Okay.
There we go. If you use right there.
I highly recommend sharp scissors, especially because we will be stringing the beads, and if you have dull scissors, it kind of leaves like a fuzziness at the end of your yarn.
Yeah.
So if you keep it tight and have a nice scissors, then you're not going to have as much of that kind of shredding of the material. Okay. All right. So there is an example of Charlotte's where we're at right now, if you guys can see it. Okay, now we're going to do blue. So again, we're going to find the end of the string first, maybe. Oh, there it is. Okay.
There we go.
And we're going to knot it with the other blue. Okay, we have it knotted, so now she can go back in. Okay, so you cross kind of wherever you want. I'll hold this up.
Here.
You want it to go over here?
Yes.
Okay, and then where? Point to where you want it to go.
Right over here.
Well, I can't. I don't know what you mean. You want to go like here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then from here, where would you like it to go?
Over here.
Okay, over it around.
And then we want to go over here.
Right here?
Yep.
Okay.
And cross over here.
I can't do that from where I'm at, unless it's like this. That's what
Yeah.
you want? Okay. And do you want to do one more, or are you done?
Yeah, just in the middle. One more. Yes.
Right here?
Mhm.
Okay. And now we are going to...
Okay. Where?
Right here.
Okay.
And then can you...
There.
There we go, that worked better. Okay. I can get this through. Okay. And as soon as you have the weaving done, you can start stringing beads for that design. Okay, so we're gonna go back to another time lapse while Charlotte works on beading, stringing the beads, because I'm not sure how long that's gonna take. But remember, you can use as many of the beads as you want, or as few. You might want something really simple where it's just using your feathers and a few beads here and there. You can also have as many strings as you want. So you can have like 3 long ones that hang down, or maybe they're 2 long and 1 short, or maybe you want 5. So really it's kind of up to you to make it however you want. So we will go back on to time lapse for you guys. Awesome, look how great Charlotte's Dreamcatcher looks. What do you guys think? She went with like a rainbow theme and her beads, and then integrated these chunky wooden beads ending in her black feathers. I love it. Charlotte, how do you feel about it?
I feel good about it.
You feel good about it? So one of the last steps you're gonna wanna do is trim up those extra bits of yarn that are kind of around from all the knots that we've done. So I'm just gonna snip those really quickly, making sure I don't cut anything. Really important. We did learn a couple things while stringing our beads, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes, we did. What about those chunky wooden pieces? Were those easy or difficult?
Difficult.
Difficult. So we're gonna tell you, we tried to show it, but it was a time lapse. So I don't know if you picked up on our little hacks that we included. So we'll make sure to tell you now, and we'll try to put those in the descriptions as well so that you guys can reference them. What is one thing that we did that worked?
That
For pushing it through. Can you get one out and we'll show them?
Mhm.
Can you get out a chunky wooden bead, please?
Uh-huh.
And anywhere that you feel like you're not quite sure that the knot is really secure, you can always go back with a glue gun and put a little bit of hot glue, or sometimes fabric glue or Elmer's glue will work too. Just something to make you feel a little bit more confident if you're worried that maybe a knot somewhere isn't gonna hold. Let me do the feathers. What we did,
We got a, what is it called?
Q-tip.
A Q-tip, and we cut off like the soft part. You can see that?
So we took a Q-tip and we just, at an angle, kind of like this, and I
Snipped it off.
snipped it off, so it makes it kind of sharp. Now, if you're younger, like Charlotte's age, or even younger than that, definitely ask mom or dad to help you with this, because it is kind of pokey and it would hurt if it, poked you or someone else. So don't do that without asking mom and dad. And then what did we do? Do you remember?
And then you got the bead, and then you use that Q-tip and you push it in there.
Yeah, so you kind of try to push the yarn in and it gets stuck pretty soon. So then you can just use that pointy end and really just press through. And that's an easy way. But if your parents or you don't feel comfortable with a kind of sharp Q-tip, you can actually use the feather as well. I don't have an extra feather to show you, but it's the same concept where you start to put the yarn in a little bit and then you use that pointy end of the feather where it's like more stiff and you push it until the yarn starts to come out on the other end and you can pull it through. So that's a nice little workaround for you guys. And I imagine some of these beads might have a similar problem as well. So please consider either the Q-tip option or the feather option to help you work through that situation. Another thing, when I was tying the knots onto the feathers, this is what I found. So if you just tie the knot like this, see how the feather kind of is, whoop, it's moving around a bunch. It's kind of crooked and off to the side. Well, we wanted it to be more straight with the rest of the beads. So what I did, using that kind of sharp point, I just slid some of those beads over it to kind of help hold it in place in the angle that we wanted. So then it hangs straight instead of at an angle. I didn't do a great job on this one, but if you like the angle, perfect, do that. But if you want it to be more straight, tuck that end of the feather into the beads. But I think I'm done. I've snipped the, oh, I have one more on the feather. Make sure you snip the yarn down by your feather too. And that might be another place that you do want to put some hot glue. If you want, if you don't feel like it's super secure, put a little bit of hot glue on those knots on the feathers, and then you won't have to worry about things falling off. So this is Charlotte's Dreamcatcher. Loving it. It looks so good, babe.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate your time. I know altogether this was a really long video, so please fast forward and rewind and kind of everything in the middle. If you have any questions at all, feel free to message us on Facebook, on Instagram, or email me at Angie@paperjune.com, and we would love to see what you create. So please take pictures of your finished products, put them in your stories or put them on Facebook, or even just send them to us in a message. We would just love to see what your kids come up with their kits. Be sure to tag Paper June, and happy creating!